What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. Hopefully you had a good weekend overall. Had some fun here, went over the E3 live stream schedule, so if you need to kind of get caught up or need to see when your favorite company or one you're most interested in with certain games they have, and you want to see when they're going live during E3 week, check that video. It's in the card above. Then we also have the Spawncast, which is available on SoundCloud and iTunes if you just want to listen to it and everything. Had a lot of fun talking about E3 stuff. It's that time of the year, right? It's E3 time. So we're going to get into some stuff with that. First, though, we're going to start with some smaller news, which we're going to start with Pokemon Go Fest, because that, of course, is coming up. That's in July. And last year's didn't go so well. In fact, it was so bad that they did file a class action lawsuit, those being the people that attended, and it looks like Niantic is paying out quite a bit of money. In fact, there's a whole form, there's a whole page you can go to that actually gives you instructions on how to claim it. They're paying out over $1.5 million to make this kind of, I guess, right with everyone, because even they admitted it was not good. They're going to try to do better this year. You can go to this form, though. It's gofestsettlement.com. So if you were one of the unhappy people at the Pokemon Go Fest last year, you can fill all that paperwork out and everything, and you should get some reimbursement based on, I guess, what you were spending or how, I guess, inconvenienced you were. You'll have to check that out based on each situation, yours in particular. Now, we did see a minor retail leak. This is for Diablo 3, and you're probably like, oh, Diablo 3's been out for a while. That's true. They did release, I guess, the Necromancer pack, and then of course they want to release a physical copy of it to bundle it all together. So far we have leaks for the PS4 and the Xbox One version. You're actually seeing those here, and what's interesting is this was posted by game.co.uk over on their page, and it does describe all three packs: Diablo 3, Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, and then Rise of the Necromancer. They also go on to talk about how the Xbox One X version will be in full 4K, and they'll have a 4K UHD option as well. But yeah, it looks like there's going to be another Diablo 3 more than likely release. Not surprised. More surprising would be that Switch rumor ends up being true, and they have this also on the Switch. It's just Game doesn't have it listed, but we'll see about that, because it does seem like they were teasing it heavily, and a lot of people are expecting a Diablo 3 announcement for the Switch at E3, but we'll see what happens there. So guys, for today, let's get started. So do you remember a month or two ago we had Gamestop list some unannounced SKUs for the Switch in their systems? Remember that? There are pictures going around, and some of those started to get filled in as games were announced. And here we are now, leading up to E3, and wouldn't you know it, it happens again. It looks like GameStop has listed several SKUs for the Switch. They listed some for the PS4 and the Xbox One. Not as many, and some of them appear to be like special edition SKUs. You know how you'll see like a $60 SKU, and then an $80, and then $100, and you go, okay, well, we're probably getting one with a season pass, one that's a full special edition, and one that's the regular one. That's kind of what we're seeing with the PS4 and Xbox One SKUs that have come out. There's a few of them. The Switch, though, appears to have 10 $60 SKUs that have now shown up in GameStop's system. They're all unnamed, and they all have street dates for the end of this year, which are placeholder dates. You can see them here. They're just listed as available SKUs all the way down, and that makes everyone, of course, now start to think a little more about what is at E3. How many games are getting announced? Because we've already heard about some through leaks and everything. Obviously, things like Dragon Ball FighterZ and stuff is making the rounds heavily now. But now with just 10 more, these are all retail ones, so these wouldn't obviously count as anything less than 60, and they wouldn't count as stuff that's digital only, because these are games that they're going to sell in store more than likely. It makes you wonder, what else is coming that would be $60? So keep that in mind. These could be third-party games. These could be first-party games. We already know one of them is probably Fire Emblem, right? One of them is not even Smash Bros. You can go do that now because it's known. So keep that in mind. Be on the lookout at E3, because it looks like some stuff is going to be dropping from third parties and first parties. And honestly, 10 physical games coming to stores that's a pretty good amount. And then of course we have all the digital stuff. It looks like E3, it's going to be pretty packed. Next up, let's talk about Bungie, because we've known Bungie, obviously, for a while now as the studio that develops and creates and puts out Destiny. We have Destiny 1, tons of expansions. Destiny 2, tons of expansions. And before that, they were doing Halo, right? But they have, of course, partnered with Activision to publish those Destiny games. And now it looks like they're kind of expanding their horizons, at least a bit because they've actually signed on with another publisher called NetEase, and they're based out of China. In fact, NetEase is actually investing $100 million in order for Bungie to become a multi-franchise studio. That's at least what we're hearing. Now the question is, what are they going to create? Because it looks like they're going to create something outside of, obviously, Destiny. They're going to have creative freedom, more than likely, to develop what they want and put it out. So I'm curious if they're even going to do a shooter. But I'm going to be curious to see if they do something that's completely different from Destiny. And if NetEase is going to give them that creative freedom, it does sound like that's what they want to do, because this was actually a quote from their CEO saying, "Bungie and NetEase share the same vision and ambition to deliver incredible experiences to millions of players all around the globe. We are excited to partner with Bungie as they transform from a single franchise development team into a global multi-franchise entertainment studio." So now what? What are they going to make? I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to be for these systems. If this deal just happened, this could be something for the PS5 and the Xbox 2 down the road, since it's going to take them years to create it, unless they've already been working on it. But so far, they've mostly just been working with Activision, so I don't know if they would have. They probably have plans for what they want to do, and they pitched it to NetEase, and NetEase said, "Yeah, let's do it." So we'll see. But they talk about being global and everything with their help. So I mean, I've known Bungie for shooters for the most part now. I would love to see them go do something completely different. And then what happens here with Activision? Does this muddy the waters with them? I assume they say Destiny will not be affected by this at all. But you can't help but wonder if Activision is looking at them sideways like, what are you doing? We're over here making Destiny. But, I mean, we're going to see. It's going to be a while before we see any actual game come out of this. But I'm excited to see what Bungie's going to do without Activision, with NetEase. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this partnership. Next up, let's talk about Mario Tennis Aces, because we did have the tournament demo take place over the weekend. It was pretty much, I assume, a stress test or something they did to try to see how their servers handled it. And that's kind of where things hit a rough spot for some people, myself included. There were quite a few matches that were pretty laggy, right? You play through it, and then all of a sudden, the bars at the top would start dropping, and you'd be down to like 1 or 2 bars, and it was so tough to play because there was actual input lag online, whereas you've played against a CPU or a friend, oh, this actually plays really well, and it does. In fact, if you look at the visuals compared to the Wii U version, it is a night and day difference. Really, it is that big of a difference. Visually, it just looks great. It performs great, and I love the way it looks. I really want them to get their netcode or just their servers or something figured out, because that will eventually be an online service that you pay for. So I would like them to get that worked out, and I think the whole purpose of this tournament was to test those servers and see if they need to do some upgrading or maintenance or do things differently. So I expect it to work well when it comes out, but I guess we'll see. I don't know. I need to know what everyone else's thoughts were on this entire Mario Tennis Aces demo. I enjoy it. It plays well. It reminds me of the GameCube one, I think. I wish there were some things you could turn off, and it looks like there will be a mode where you can turn off all the things like racket breaking and those crazy slow down power shots and stuff. And you can't use them now in the demo, but it is there. I don't even know why they show you that it's there, by the way. I guess just to assure you that if you don't want to play with all this stuff on, you don't have to. I wish they would let us do it, though. Let us play with that mode just so we can try it out. But again, this is a free demo. When the full version comes out in roughly 3 weeks, we'll be able to hopefully try that out. And hopefully the online works better. But let me know your guys' thoughts about Mario Tennis Aces. And our last bit of news, let's talk about some Astro headsets for the Nintendo Switch that seem to be causing a bit of a stir. People seem very interested in these headsets, and I kind of see why. One, they're fairly high quality compared to what's technically available now on the Switch, at least that's licensed and developed specifically for the Nintendo Switch. And two, they do have Zelda, obviously, themes around it. They have like a Mario themed one. You're going to see actually some pictures here from the Astro A10 headset. It's actually a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild headset. Now, there's no price that I've been able to see anywhere, and it's not actually available until the holidays, so it'll be available later on this year. But it looks good. The Zelda one looks great, I will say that. And if you get the other versions, they come with different pieces that can be changed out on the sides, on the outside of the earpieces. You can see that with like the Mario 3, with the Super Mario Bros. One, and they have like an old school Zelda one with the old man and the sword, and it's dangerous to go alone. And one of the interesting descriptions is that it will feature a full chat capability on the Switch with a discrete chat cable. And that's according to a press release they put out about this. And I read that and I said, that's weird. You're going to have a discrete cable that either comes off of the cable that's already there, or it plugs into the headset on its own and it comes down to your phone, I guess. I don't know. It's not even available to the holiday, which is another odd thing. I don't know why that would be, but is this something that's going to work with the online service to where you don't need that phone app? No, I don't think so. I think you're still going to need that phone app. Nintendo has continued to double down on it despite a lot of pushback, and I think you're still going to need it, and I think that discrete chat cable is seriously to plug into your phone. I think more than likely, because I've seen other ones where I think SteelSeries took a shot at it, where it's wireless, but then it's also wired so you can get the chat from your phone kind of mixed in with the audio from the game. They're doing it, and it sounds crazy. That's just kind of what's been left to them with Nintendo with this weird phone app, and the headset companies have to be banging their head against the wall about this. They're probably like, why can't you just plug the thing in and use it? Why do we got to make all this stuff? Again, no price. Now, their other headsets are usually like $60. They have like a Call of Duty one that I saw on Walmart that was like $70. So maybe around there, but honestly, if they have to do more engineering to get the chat from your phone and the game audio mixed into one thing, it might be more. Honestly, it might be. And of course, it has all these things you can change off and on. It's hard to say, but I would just realistically expect a price around 70, maybe 80. Astro is weird with the prices sometimes, so don't expect a cheaper headset. It looks like with memory foam and all this other stuff they're adding in, omnidirectional mic, they're trying to at least build it up with quality. But of course, it's also going to be up to you and how you perceive Astro. But it does look like probably one of the better headsets you can get on the Switch that's at least officially licensed for now. And we'll see what happens with that chat functionality and what kind of setup we need for this now. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for Newswave today. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, guys. Really helps out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave a bunch of comments down below about everything we talked about today, whether it's Astro's A10s, are you already in for one? Did you see it and you went, yep, I'm getting it. It's Zelda themed, it's mine, or you want the Mario one? Either way, I like the idea of being able to change like the little clips off on the side so you get different designs. I think that's pretty cool. But I'm also curious as to what kind of, how we're going to have to plug all this stuff in to make it work. I wish we could just plug it into the Switch and just be done with it, or just wirelessly sync it up. I don't know. It'd be cool if we could do that kind of stuff, and it seems like we're just left with a mess for us to hook up and these headset companies to develop for. It's all over the place. What about those mystery Switch SKUs? I'm very curious what you guys think is coming for those $60 Switch SKUs at Gamestop. Hopefully some good stuff. And also let me think about Bungie partnering with NetEase. What kind of game do you think they're making? Shooter game? Or do you think they're going to go, maybe get crazy with it and do like an action RPG? I don't know. But let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.